thank you for coming to the first public reading, the first offering of any kind of Truman Capote's new work, In Cold Blood.
Hello, my name is Truman Capote. Exactly. But at least be honest about the fact that you're right. That's
Who's
what I'm
honest?
saying. I'm honest. I am honest about what I write about. I'll let you know if it's autobiographical, if it's about me, or if it's not. And I find autobiographical stories at this juncture in my life to be actually are another thing. I think being true to who you are is important. I'm not saying you need to be psychoanalytical about the whole mess.
But don't be afraid.
I know, but don't be afraid. I had lunch with Jimmy Baldwin the other day.
How is he?
He's lovely. He's a lovely man. And he told me the plot of his new book. And he said to me, but I just want to make sure it's not one of those problem novels. And I said, Jimmy, your novel's about a Negro homosexual who's in love with a Jew. Wouldn't you call that a problem? and he looked at me and he laughed because he knew I was right. I'm saying, you know, if you're going to write something like that, at least be honest while you're writing it.
Can't we just be honest? Why?
Well, I don't think you actually need to be honest, but don't come asking some white man from the South whether your book about a black man fucking some Jew and they're both of the same sex
Maybe that's
is an issue. Don't ask me that. Oh, no, it's not an issue, Jimmy. Everyone's going to be quite pleased with that topic.
So how about you, Truman? Do you admit it?
Well, I'm not nearly that controversial.
Oh.
I'm not nearly that controversial. Oh, come on. It's Truman for William Shawn, please. Yeah, have you read the article about the killings in Kansas in the front section of the New York Times? I think that's what I want to write about. I want to go tonight.
I figured you'd missed it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I thought I was heading to Kansas by myself.
God, I'm glad you agreed to come. And you're the only one I know with the qualifications to be both a research assistant and a personal bodyguard.
Thank you.
I'm nervous. Yes?
Mr. Truman Capote and Ms. Nell Harper Lee.
That's us.
Would you like these, sir?
You can put that right there between the doors.
What all did you bring?
A few things.
Thank you greatly, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's an honor to have you with us, sir, and hope you won't mind me saying, but I thought your last book was even better than the first.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just when you think they've gotten as good as they can get.
Thank you very much.
Ma'am.
You're pathetic.
What?
You paid him to say that. You paid him to say that.
How did you know?
Just when you think they've gotten as good as they can get.
I thought that was a good line. Do you think that was too much?
A little bit.
Someone has a notion about you, and it's impossible to convince them otherwise. Because since I was a child, folks have thought they had me pegged because of the way I am. You know, the way I talk, and they're always wrong. You know what I mean?
You know something? Alvin pretends he doesn't know who you are, but the minute you came to town, he read your books.
No.
He had one of his men pick up breakfast at Tiffany's in Kansas City because it's banned in the library here.
And he said, I feel like you're spiting me. Do you think I took this job to spite you? I was writing the script as they were filming all that time in Italy, and I worked like mad all day long and then dashed down to the bar around midnight to hand in the next day's scenes. And Humphrey had just about moved into the hotel bar.
Humphrey Bogart.
Where he and John
Houston.
They drank every night. And I mean drank, like famished water buffaloes. Well, I'd only just handed them the final scene when the bellhop told me I had a phone call. And it was my stepfather, Joe Capote, calling to say that my mother had died. I flew home to New York, terribly distraught. But when I got to the apartment, I could see that Joe was in even worse shape than I was. He grabbed my hand and he said to me, "Talk." Hey, talk about anything, you know? I mean, any subject in the world. Don't worry whether it'll interest me or not. Just talk. So I won't break down. He couldn't bear to be alone with his thoughts. It was too painful. I'll tell you, I was in Marilyn's apartment just last week talking about movies, art. Finally, I had to break it to her that of the 4 Matisses hanging on her wall, 2 are upside down. Can I have another, please? To answer your question, I'm following Breakfast at Tiffany's by blazing a different path, by inventing an entirely new kind of writing, the nonfiction novel.
You have a subject?
Yes. On the night of November 14th, 2 men broke into a quiet farmhouse in Kansas and murdered an entire family. And why did they do that? 2 worlds exist in this country. The quiet conservative life and the life of those 2 men. Like the underbelly, the criminally violent. And those worlds converged that bloody night. And I spent the past 3 months interviewing everyone in Kansas touched by that violence. And I spent hours talking to the killers, and I'll spend more. Because researching this work has changed my life. It's altered my point of view about almost everything. And I think those who read it will be similarly affected. What?
Truman, I've not been able to tear myself away from your book. It's that good. It's not good, it's astonishing. This first half is
Thank you.
astonishing.
Thank you.